Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bruce, aka Haunted Husband, and welcome back to We the Revolution. In case you missed the last episode, we've switched over to Act 2, so this is like a brand new chapter, a brand new line, so everything in Act 1 is done behind us. And if you haven't been watching the videos, I recommend that you go back and watch them, because there's been a lot of intrigue, a lot of heartbreak, and I've basically been playing the game as if I was the judge, making decisions that I would make in normal life, which is at another level of realism and depth to the game. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Monsieur le Judge, there's a tragedy 2 streets away. People are calling for a judge. I swear to God, if I go 2 streets over and my wife or my oldest son or my father is fucking dead, I will lose my shit. All over this place. Orders are orders. The guards hurriedly leads you to a crime scene where you see a crowd of furious people. They have surrounded several armed soldiers who are trying to repel the civilians from the 2 men facing the wall. You soon learn that Commander Francis Honora has, in his absence, ordered the execution of felons who tried to steal weapons from the military transport. People are demanding your insertion in a fair trial, but it would be unwise to contest the orders of a commander, especially one elevated by your actions. Look, I want to tell you right off the bat, I'm all about fairness. I mean, the commander's not even on site. So how do I know that he gave these orders? I have to take the word of a soldier who was told by somebody else who was told by the commander that to do this? Now, we do things in court, boys. People nod with approval. The confused soldiers eventually listen to you and take the men to jail. However, do not delude yourself in thinking that there are no consequences for your actions. Even if another judge is assigned to their trial, someone will have to pay for the damage done to the commander's reputation. Look, we don't do that shit here. He can get over himself. The people are happy. Let's see what's up with this. Compiled by Raphael. Ooh, Raphael. He's one of my favorite clerks. She is accused of theft, alright. And the doc is Genevieve Lucier, a resident of the section Bonne Nouvelle, Rue Poissonniere. I'm going to start calling her Jenny. Jenny is employed as a seamstress, but each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday she works at night as a caretaker at a warehouse on the Rue des Salles. When asked why he would employ a woman in a swiftly male position, the owner of the warehouse, Antoine Teller, replied, "All the men went to war, and there's no one left to work." She is accused of stealing 1/6 of the contents of the barrels of cane sugar that were imported from the colonies. Citizen Teller claims that the incident occurred sometime between last Friday night and Saturday morning during Jenny's shift. He would also like to enlighten us about the current price of sugar. It's high. The owner testified, which has been confirmed through an on-site investigation, that no windows were broken and neither the front nor the back door were forced open. After ending her shift, Jenny did not report any unusual occurrences. The missing sugar was reported by the workers from the morning shift. The investigators went through the register and found that for some time there had been small losses after night shifts. Jenny, middle-aged, mother of 5, supporter of Jacobins. Antoine, spice merchant. Apolitical, many of his suppliers and clients view him as a greedy and cunning. Evidence warehouse registry. In his testimony. His testimony is, Jenny has been working for me for some time and I have complete trust in her. That's why I didn't react when I noticed small amounts of merchandise missing, just usual business losses. I thought this time, however, selling a large amount of gun. Yeah. That is definitely evidence. So there's no more evidence. So that must be the trap then. No? I mean, theft is the accusation. Theft of the cane sugar is the actual accusation. But sometimes this game doesn't really connect those dots. That's, excuse me? Um, from his testimony, I had her complete trust. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this game doesn't really connect like it's supposed to. It's in the testimony thing that he had her complete trust. And the thing is, employers complete trust. So, this right here, it says he's cunning and greedy. It's testimony, right? This is testimony. But this testimony says complete trust is not testimony. Explain that one to me. In the comments, explain that to me in the comments. How that makes any fucking sense. This case strikes me as obvious, or do we not know something? Raymond, chill your ass out. Just chill your ass out. Please introduce yourself. Genevieve Lucia, I am a seamstress. What's up, Jenna? You stand accused of stealing sugar from the Citizen Teller's warehouse. I stole nothing. Teller's a liar. Spoken like a true thief. You know what, Tinville? You shut the fuck up. I hate you. He put a woman in jail because rats ate his sugar? How do you manage to support 5 children? There's no mention of Mr. Lucier anywhere in the files. Mr. Lucier heeded the call of arms and went to the front. He must have liked it because he decided to stay, or his corpse did. Are you trying to invoke compassion in the grand jury? It's been a long time since that word meant anything to me. Oh, she fucking slammed you. So, you let your husband go to war, despite having children to support. He didn't care for my permission. He just announced that he'd return with money and metal. I think he was just fed up with those noise in his work. Why did you choose to take on this extra job? It wasn't a choice. I got hungry mouths to feed. So you started working at the warehouse to steal food? I don't even know what's inside those chests and barrels. You work by a seamstress by day? I sew. I wash my children's clothes. I cook and I clean. And you spend the evenings at the warehouse? The evenings? No, Monsieur le Judge. I'm there the whole night. In the morning, I come back to make breakfast for my children and go to sew. Call in Antoine. This fuckface. Please introduce yourself. Antoine Teller. I'm a merchant. Do you have any proof that it was Citizen Lucier who stole the unfortunate sugar? I don't believe anyone else could have done it. The warehouse owner knows best what happens there. Boxes and barrels were being unloaded from one of the ships that night. Why her and not one of the carriers? She had a motive. I heard her husband died at war and left her with children, and it all fits. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Ginny, it's possible that this is not theft, but simply the typical loss of merchandise? I don't know, but the fact is it's dark at night, and Teller doesn't let the idea of buying additional lanterns. It's easy to stumble or slip onto something. Do you often see the carrier stumbling onto something? Sometimes. I usually steer clear of them. Could it be that someone spilled the sugar that disappeared? I don't know, but if one of them accidentally dropped a barrel and spilled it contents, he surely wouldn't have meant it. The verdict in the case of the missing cane sugar, Citizen Teller's warehouse is not guilty. Please release Miss Lucille. You can't put compassion over justice. You know what? I want to see you in front of me. I'll send your ass to the guillotine. Right now. It's not compassion. It's fucking evidence. Small amounts go missing. Why is that chair knocked over? Especially his wife's chair.
Frederic.
Oh, don't hit me with the feels. Don't you start. You threw it in the fire. Why would you do that? I guess it was made out of wood. I thought it'd be made out of metal. Cafe Procope. Gather the Fidel man and attend a political debate. One only cafe. Hopefully this time. I need that. I could lose a little reputation. But I need to get my revolutionaries and people a little bit up. Everything I do pisses off my wife. It's like real life. That's fine. That's fine. I need to come here, lower the feather. Why do they get 2 bruisers? And only get the 1. He's got 3 bruisers. Why does he have a lot more pieces, Nitro? This is fucking bullshit. Damn, I didn't use my influence. Probably should start using my influence at the end of every day.
Good morning, citizens. You did not hurry here, did you? A long night.
Citizen Robespierre, to what do you think?
Vendée, there was a rebellion.
What? Who started it?
People. Traitors. They are yelling that they have had enough of the terror, of the revolution. Some say they want bread. Others, that the clergy continues to oppress the people.
And there are those who shout, "To hell with Robespierre's terror!"
You speak too freely, citizen. Enough with the lenient verdicts. Enough with indulgence. I will deal with Vendée myself, but I need the situation in Paris. And I need you to get rid of the undesirable, the element that undermines the sense of the revolution. Fear will help them think more rationally, to believe in its message. You must bring peace to the capital city, even if that means blood.
And what about legal equality? Justice?
Terror is nothing but swift justice.
Man, fuck you, Robespierre. Archbishop John Baptiste Gobel was the one who made the decision on the death of your child. He should be your next target. Bruh. We're seeing the hierarchy. There he is. Oh wait, no, I'm coming for you. And I'm coming hard. Common folk, revolutionaries. So it's not a major deal either way. I'm not playing by his rules, I'm playing by my rules. She is accused of murder. Ah, by Pierre. Good old Pierre. The defendant is Valérie Moret, daughter of advocate Philippe Moret. She was arrested as a suspect for the murder of Lieutenant Serge Mollet, a cavalry officer. The investigators revealed that they knew each other well, and according to both families, met several times a month. What's more, Lieutenant Mollet asked Philippe Moret for his daughter's hand. Miss Moret testified that she had found her friend's body in his apartment. She was arrested because the servants testified that nobody else had entered Lieutenant Mollet's apartment that day, and servants had seen the victim alive before her arrival. Miss Moret testified that she was allowed into the house by Lieutenant Mollet's servants and went directly to his room. She said that she saw him lying in the bed in bloodstained clothes, and his throat had been cut. Even though she supposedly felt faint, she approached him and checked his pulse. A few minutes later, she called for help. The servants' testimonies corroborate her account. When they found her, she was holding Loret's body in her arms and sobbing uncontrollably. A bloodstained knife was lying on the floor, and on its still wet hilt were small, probably female fingerprints. The case seems simple. Miss Ray is one of the aggrieved parties, and dragging her to the court will only cause more distress. We should focus on looking for the real murderer and not harass such fragile, innocent creatures. Evidence: bloodstained knife. Nothing else? That is, so those were easy. Those were the easy ones. There's no traps here, so these are all valid questions. I don't know if any of these are a motive. I mean, she claims that she checked the pulse. They said she was found holding the body. The testimony, there's no testimony here, so there's not like no visitors. That seems like an accusation to me. Really? There's something still there. Here's a method? Nothing seems like a method to me. It said that he asked for her hand in marriage. It says he asked her father for her hand. Doesn't say whether they accepted, whether they were engaged. Hmm. Well, it's not her personality. It's not a method. Really? Then I'm fucking stumped. I have no clue. And we're going to have to go perfect on this for the last four. We have to go 4 for 4. Hmm. The alleged engagement doesn't make any sense. Are they trying to say the motive was because of the alleged engagement? Because I don't understand how it speaks to personality. I don't understand how it's the method. Like, I think method should be out of here because the slit throat is the method. Like neither one of these makes sense in the context that I have left. I'm lost. I don't understand that, but let's get into it. Young, pretty, and unhappy. No wonder people take her side. Heartless rogues? How can you drag a girl in the morning into court? Silence. Please introduce yourself. My name is Valerie Moret. Miss Moret, you're accused of murdering Lieutenant Mollet. Do you have anything to say? I cannot believe any of this. Spare us the drama, please. This is not a theater. Sadist. He is. He is a fucking sadist. Miss Moret, I must learn every detail of this case. I understand. Please ask your questions. Our investigator has learned from your father that Lieutenant Mollet was in agreement with him about your engagement. Oh? Did you know of the agreement? I knew that, but not that soon. No, I did not know. Family kept it a secret? Apparently so. Maybe you reacted to his proposal by killing him. Sobs. My God, why not just execute her once? You bastards. Hey, I'm just... Did Lieutenant Mollet have any enemies? I don't know. He had friends. Could a friend have killed him? Only someone he trusted could have gotten that close to him, no? Yet the servants say there was nobody else in the apartment except for you. I would like to be an officer's wife. The servants have no such chance. Do you see anyone else in the apartment? No. If not you, then who killed Lieutenant Mollet? I would like to know that as much as you. Please describe the moment when you found the victim's body. This is inhuman. I received a letter in which he asked me to come. He wrote that he would send everyone away and we could spend some time on our own. He wanted to confess something. On your own? How should we interpret that? He surely did not mean anything indecent. He was an honorable person, a cavalryman. What happened next? I arrived on time and entered his apartment. The drapes were closed, and I felt something slippery beneath my shoes. It was blood. Did anyone see you entering? I don't know. The servants, perhaps. Did you sneak in there? He asked me to enter quietly, and when I went inside, you immediately saw the body? It was only after a few moments that I saw him. He was lying on the bed, his throat. Excuse me. How could you be sure the victim was already dead? I was speaking to him, saying, "Wake up, come on, get up." I was pulling on his sleeve, but he was just lying there, blood dripping. Was Lieutenant Mollet dead? I listened for breath, but there was none. I listened for a long time, desperately waiting to hear it. Why did you not call for help? I was in shock. Then why were you not screaming? Women usually scream at the top of their lungs when something shocks them. I cannot explain that. A bloodstained knife was found at the crime scene. I know nothing about a knife. It had an imprint of small, probably female hands. So he was killed by a woman. He had someone else, but he wanted to marry me? I did not say that. I am rather confused. Monsieur the Judge, the accused is trying to deceive us. We know what a woman's imprint on a murder weapon means. Maybe I left it when Serge was already dead. Monsieur le Judge, I made it on time. There is something I have to reveal. Please hear me out. It's Doctor. Step up to the plate, Doctor. I know Miss Moray. I treat her family. What do you want to reveal? I think it was this woman who killed Lieutenant Mollet. She's the devil incarnate. This is a serious accusation. She was dealing with trauma. A few years ago, she saw a man die in the street, a victim of clash between Royalists and Jacobins. She was standing close to him when a stray bullet hit him in the head. What does that have to do with the Lieutenant's death? We talked about it many scores of times. In the beginning, Valerie was silent. In time, she began to share minor details. At one point, however, she started describing the deceased in such detail that you could almost see his body yourself. Go on. During one of our conversations, she admitted to imagining the scene during the night. She wanted to tell the story again and again, and I could see how fascinated she became with it. What could that mean, in your opinion? It's possible that she became fascinated with death and violence. How did you react to that? I thought that she was still in shock after what she had seen, prescribed her some sedative herbs. I assumed that she would get married, have a child, and forget about everything. It was only today I heard about Lieutenant Mollet's death, and I came here at once. Thank you, Doctor. So, a doctor runs in last minute, says, "Oh, this young lady has been into trauma," and she described to me that trauma. And so I just think she's fascinated by death. Therefore, that's a reason that she possibly could have killed him. That's a bullshit excuse. No. Sign that shit. "60-year-old Hippolyte Royat has been harassing his neighbors for quite some time. Recently, he set dogs on a group of children who live in the same building as he does. That was the last straw. Their parents decided to accuse him of assault." Hugo Serf accused his neighbor, Fabien Brasser, of breaking into a shed in their jointly owned garden. While being detained, Brasser claimed that the shed has belonged to everyone, so had illegally locked it. The victors asked the other inhabitants about the ownership of the shed. They said they did not know. 3 15-year-olds, Soline, Adele, and Bazard, were summoning spirits in the cellar of the tenement of Section 2. The candles where they were using were stolen. It was rented by a caretaker. Look, sticking dogs on children, that'll get you the guillotine. Don't care. Don't care. The verdict of murder of Lieutenant Mollet is not guilty. Please release Maurice Moray. You don't like my verdict? You can meet me outside and eat me. I heard rumors that after our intervention in the execution, one soldier was shot for refusing to follow the order of the commander. It was the very same order you forbade him to carry out. Two of the soldiers are also to receive corporal punishment. Your discreet alliance with Hamlet may be in danger. You know what? Eat me. As long as I've known you, you've never been worth one for small talk. I believe that actions speak louder than words. What do our actions say about you and I? That we don't allow other people to control our lives. We are in charge of our own destiny. Could you at least reveal where you are from? I could tell you that, just like your brother, Bruno. I have often spent most of my living on the street. My older half-brother kicked me out, and yet I miss him. I am sorry. You shouldn't be. At least now I'm strong enough to do something about it. That's why I'm giving you Archbishop Goebel's head on a plate. Why? Because he was the one who planned your son's death, and I learned of his deepest secret. We gon' get us the son of a bitch.
Goebel's father wanted his son to have a military career. His plans changed once Goebel had an illegitimate child. The careless heir was sent to Rome, where he was supposed to study and become a priest. The woman was taken to distant relatives in Paris. Jean-Baptiste learned about it long after he completed his education. Naturally, he did everything he could to move to the capital city. His search for the woman and child were futile. That is his weak point and our chance. We have to find them before he does. Goebel will not make a move if he knows that you have his family.
So we're going to murder his family. Gotcha. Why did Goebel attack me? He dealt with the Rolands and almost did the same to Panche. They were linked, so you must have thought that he would be your next target and decided to send you a message. Now I'll send him one. Kill everyone who raised a hand to your family. It's the most precious thing you have. This is your best opportunity to attack us people are blaming the clergy for stirring the rebellion in the Vendée. A couple of deputies will come over for dinner. How nice of you to such a... Yep, we're doing that one. I hate it when you bring work friends home. Where? Statue has reached another level of development. You can now seize another building. Well, I think there's only one left, so... It should be the end of the day. What do I want to do? So filling the report means I don't have to answer those questions, which is not a very big deal. I'm not sure what bribing the jury will get me. But I guess bribing the jury will get me whatever response I want. Now what I wanted to see. How's the fervor? Fervor's not too bad. And I can't move him because he's being blocked, so that's... I'm going to lose him. Because you won't let me move to this section. I need 2 to win, 4 for a bonus. Seeing how you dealt with the Rolands and the mayor of Paris, Cobalt now sees you as a threat. The brothel used to be an important source of income and information for him, and as the mayor, Pache would allow him to control the city. The picture of himself planning your assassination arranged the death of your son, forcing both thrones. Clovis will search the gutters and force a few of his homeless to spread rumors about Godot. Some questionable men over on Lefebvre let them use it. It's time to look for rotten apples in Gabel's orchard. If we reveal the wrongdoings of his subordinates, we will undermine people's trust in our bishop. After rebellion in Vendée, the clergy have been under constant attack from people. Does not involve strangers in the search. Ramil will personally hunt down those who have wandered from the flock. Surely threatening a few spineless former priests will help us learn some of God's secrets. I'm not sure which way I want to go with this. I'm going to save that favor. Let's see how that works. Did I forget to do something? Like... I have to do something about both? Interesting. Usually it's either one or the other. I know you had to do both. We'll use force on that one. And I still have 5 influence. Nothing I can really do with 5. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed watching, I ask you to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to pick up the game for yourself, there'll be a link to the description below where you can pick it up on Steam. It's interesting. I'm enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying this format, where it's more condensed, more episodic, more day-to-day type of functionality instead of just one long file. Comment below which way you prefer. Do you prefer the longer episodes or the more episodic episodes? You can find me on Twitch at Haunted Husband. You can find me on Twitter at Haunted_Husband. And you can find me at TikTok at Haunted Husband as well. As always, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. And I'll haunt you later.